agents, and welcome back to another max edit build video, second one this week. If you've not seen me other video for the LMG damage build, go and have a look at that. Loads of damage, loads of fun to run, so go and have a look at that one after this. But this build video, the reason for this one is, so when you're running a heroic or a challenging, not so much a challenging but a heroic, and you're running with 4 guys all running DPS, you're getting through, you're smashing down the NPC, you feel the damage is all there, just the way it runs through on the mission. The downside to that is, because you spec everything into weapon damage, your armor's not up. It can be sometimes tricky getting a heal, especially because the med packs don't drop all that often. And then depending on your playstyle, people like to push, it's obviously a bit worse there, so you're kind of wanting a heal build on your team. But then the problem with having a heal build on your team is that you're then losing the DPS, and you see it, you feel it while you're running the mission. It's like, you know, you're lacking in the DPS. So this build, I've put it together because, one, it will give instant heals to everybody who's on the team. It'll also do a massive amount of weapon damage, and then it also helps out the skill builds as well, because you're refreshing cooldowns and you're overcharging skills for everybody that's on your team. So let's get into the build and have a look at this one. Right, so I'm going to try and break this down to be as simple as possible, because there's 3 things going on here. Basically, you're getting skill, you're getting heal, and you're getting damage. Right, so we'll break down the damage part first, because I know a lot of people are into the DPS. So I'll explain everything as I'm going along and how it all fits together, but let's just have a look at the weapon. So the weapon is the Police M4. It's 82k damage. Obviously stats could be better, but I'm using measured. So the last 25 bullets in the magazine, you're doing 30% extra weapon damage. Now the way I've got this set up is critical hit chance on the scope, critical hit chance on the muzzle, but then because I'm using the specialist tactician, you get the linked laser pointer. Now the linked laser pointer is good for 2 reasons. One, you light up the NPCs, so it makes them really clear for you and your team to see them. I know some of the parts of the game are quite dark, so this will light them up, you see exactly where they are, so it makes them easier to pick off. The second reason is because we're running pulse on the chest piece, so using this linked laser pointer, it triggers the pulse on the chest piece, which gives you 15% extra weapon damage. So that's the reason that we're running that. So straight off the bat, you're getting 15% extra weapon damage just by using a linked laser pointer, which spots it on the chest, and then you're getting 30% extra weapon damage just from the second half of the magazine. Right, again, we're staying on the damage part for now. So the backpack, we're using Providence for the headshot damage and the critical hit chance. Everything's spec'd into critical hit chance and critical hit damage, and we're using Vigilance on the backpack, so that's an extra 25% weapon damage there. So between the spotter, this is the damage part of it, so between the spotter, the backpack with the Vigilance, and the 30% on your weapon, that's an extra 70% weapon damage. 70. Yep. Alright, so on the chest piece, because we're using an AR, I've gone with the Fenris. Again, I've spec'd everything into critical hit chance and damage. Obviously it'd be nice to have, rather than having the weapon handling, to have critical hit damage or critical hit chance, but it is what it is. And then the last part for the damage is the holster. Again, critical hit chance, weapon damage, and critical hit damage. So you want to spec into critical hit chance and critical hit damage and weapon damage as much as you can, because that's what's going to make the build really hit. So the second part of it then is the heal. So the heal also specs into the damage as well. So now we're looking at the Grupo. So you're getting critical hit damage from Grupo. Now I've rolled on skill repair here, and I'll go over the skills in a minute, but I've rolled on skill repair here. So that's 19% skill repair. On the gloves, there's 18.8 skill repair, and there's a skill tier. And then on the knees, it's obviously critical hit chance, giving you more damage. And then I've rolled on repair skills onto that too. So that's where your skill repair is coming from. Now the skill part of it is because you're running again with the tactician, you get 1 skill tier by using that tactician. Then we've rolled on a skill tier onto the mask, and a skill tier is obviously on the BTSU gloves. So that gives you your 3 skill tiers. Now I think 3 is about the Goldilocks zone for a heal build, because everybody has got quite low armor and everyone's putting into, you know, the damage or into the skills. So having them 3 on 3 skill tiers and having the repair skills spec'd into here, you're getting instant heals. So your armor repair there is 560,000, and then you're putting your hive down on the floor, so that's 167,000 on the hive. So you're getting a lot of healing going on here. So you're getting a lot of damage and you're getting a lot of healing. On top of that, the secondary weapon I'm using is the FAMAS. So reformation, headshots grant 30% skill repair for 8 seconds. So you're getting an extra 30% skill repair just by shooting somebody in the head. And you keep on switching over to this gun and keep on proccing it. While your heals are on the floor, you know, you're instantly healing everybody all the time, and you're still doing a lot of damage. Now the skill side, as I said, so it's three skill tiers, but the gloves kind of brings it all together. This is where it really works, because you're putting your hive down on the floor. So when you're moving on to a next section, if somebody's gone down in the section that you're already in, and they've lost their revive hive, you know, you're going into the next part of the mission at a disadvantage because you're not refreshed on your skills. So you put your hive down on the floor and then you break it while you've got these gloves on. That refreshes your entire team on all their skills and gives them overcharge. So even if they don't have a skill tier at all, you're going to proc them so as they're getting the overcharge on their skills. So walk into that next section straight off, throw out a seeker mine, you know, put your damage stuff out that you're doing, and you're hitting them as hard. Well, your team are hitting the NPCs as hard as possibly can be with the builds that they got on, because you've given them the overcharge. And then again, on top of that, if they've lost the revive hives, they've got them back as soon as you walk into the next part. This also overcharges you, so while you don't have a restore hive, I mean, you'll see that starting to tick back up like pretty quick because you're also in overcharge, but your chem launcher is now in overcharge as well. So the amount of heal that you're getting just off your chem launcher, you're not going to miss your revive hive. So there you go, that is the build. So this will give you, as I said, DPS, a lot of damage, a lot of weapon damage, and it gives you big heals, and it's also helping out on the skill side for your team as well. So it kind of gels everybody together, because it's like that missing bit, isn't it? You've got your DPS build, you've got your skill build, and there's nothing really there to bring them two together, whereas this build will bring both sides together. So it's like a missing link kind of thing. It's a middle of the road. Now this build does work for both challenging and heroic. I've actually run the raid with it once as well, healing just myself. I didn't go down once on that one, and that was without using obviously the revive hive. That was just using the heal hive. So yeah, give it a go. It's actually a really good build. I was quite impressed with myself actually putting this one together. But anyway, thanks again for tuning in, and I shall catch you in the next one.